Some days ago, the Benin Traditional Council released a statement saying that the Oba of Benin is the only traditional ruler in the whole of Edo South. What do you think about this?
Well, as I said, nobody is contesting the fact that the Oba of Benin, His Royal Majesty Ewari II, is the chairman of the Traditional Council in Edo State. We have so many autonomous communities in Edo and Delta State, and nobody is going to take their right of place. Oba of Benin cannot say, for example, the Obi of Mbiri is no longer the Obi of Mbiri, or the Obi of Iboto Dmiru, or the Obi of Oliji, and so on and so forth, is no longer the Obi of, but they all respect him as the Oba of Benin and the chairman of the Traditional Council. I will not want to join issues with those who are saying he's the only known king. There are kings and there are also kings. Okay. So the word is that live and let live.
Hello, beautiful people. I welcome you to this edition of the Namen TV show. And I remain your own faithfully Chukwemeka, the Unify Igbo's noun proponent. I am with a true son of Igbanke, the president of the Igbanke General Union worldwide, a big fish and an illustrious son. I will give you the opportunity of introducing yourself properly to our viewers.
Thank you so much, Chukwemeka. My name is Engineer Dr. Arthur Osaritin Usiagwu. As he said, I'm the president, Igbanke General Union worldwide. Welcome to my little abode.
Thank you, sir. I mean, the hospitality has been tremendous, and this is what we are going home with, to tell our people that the Igbanke people are indeed hospitable. Thank you, sir.
Quite correct. That is synonymous with the attribute of a true son of Igbanke land.
Thank you, sir. Welcome. Yeah. All right. Today is a big day in the history of the Igbanke people.
That's true.
The Ewagi. You pronounce it Ewagi. I mean, from the part that I come from, we call it Iwaji. The G, I believe, is still the same thing because it's the king of staple crop, that's yam. Right. Tell us about this occasion.
Yeah, whether it's G or G is just a matter of semantics.
Okay.
Today we are happy. It's a big day in Igbanke land. Igbanke is made up of 6 autonomous communities. We have Iboto Dmiru, we have Ake Obegba, we have Olije, we have Ota, we have Idumodi, and we have Omola. These constituent parts make up the homogeneous Igbanke. Even if, in terms of structure, they are heterogeneous in nature, but we are one Igbanke. Now, we are in Igbonto Idumiro land, and today is a wonderful day in the annals of history of Igbanke. We are having our annual Egu festival. Whether you want to call it Iwagi or Iwaji, as I said earlier, it's just a matter of semantics. Basically, we're happy that God has given us another 365 days to celebrate His goodness, to celebrate everything about the awesomeness of God. And we, Igboto Edumuru people, decided that on this auspicious moment, we are going to have a get-together, to thank God for this wonderful time. And the instructive thing about it is that this morning, we went to the palace of the Obi, the Nugi of Igboto Edumuru, His Royal Highness Solomon Wafiokun Morodion, and he performed the normal traditional rite of giving us pieces of new yam and pelting it wonderfully with a local sauce, which we make here in Igboto Edumuru. I may not want to go into
but you can tell us the name.
The constituent of that special sauce.
Okay.
It's black in nature.
Okay.
He pelted the new yam after the traditional roasting of the yam. And you see mama crowd gathered in that place, so many joyful people coming around to partake in this solemn and very, very happy, arrangement. And the king gave it to us one after the other. And it's also important for me to say here that we do this every year. It symbolizes peace. It symbolizes great gesture on the part of God who has given us life. It symbolizes our happiness that for a year we planted our staple, which is the yam, and we harvested it. All of us came out hale and hearty, and we harvested and we are feasting that God has kept us for another 1 year. Today, apart from the traditional eating of the yam, which herald the opening, that anybody who is a son and a daughter of Igbanke land can actually go ahead and commence the proper eating of the yam. So it eventually means that even if some people have actually partook in the eating of the yam ab initio, but they were doing it, not officially. So today is the official launch and the official approval that everybody can go harvest his yam and eat. So that's why we are happy. It's another 1 year of beauty. It's another 1 year of merriment. Interesting thing is that our king, His Royal Highness Solomon Wafiokun Omorodio, is not totally based in the country. He is in the diaspora, and he flew in from the United States of America. He does this every year to join us in this merriment. And all of us are elated and so happy to have him in our midst once again. So we are happy. Similar thing is happening across Igbanke land, and it's a joyful thing. And the grand finale will be later this afternoon, where you can see I'm dressed, ready for
Yeah.
the occasion. All of us will be conglomerating in the same vicinity today to have a festival of love, a festival of beauty, a festival of color, a festival of enjoying the new year, a festival of good health, to give God the glory that yet is another 365 days. And that is what we are going to do today. And you see lots of food, lots of drinks, all in wonderful array. And it's going to be a beehive of activity today. And we
Wow.
are indeed grateful to God Almighty.
This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. The way, I mean, your oratory has really been on point. I mean,
Thank you.
giving us, painting it with different colors, making my viewers to salivate
I'm sure you are
and
salivating
wish,
already.
yeah, they wish they are here. But then I promise you, my viewers, that next year, definitely the Namen TV crew will be in Igbanke to celebrate with the good people of Igbanke over there, Ewagi. All right, over to the affairs of the day. The Igbanke people and their relationship with the Ika. Tell us about this.
Well, you want me to go into historical, perspective of the evolution of Igbanke people.
Thank you.
As I said earlier, that we have 6 autonomous communities. Now, it is true that there are different historical background on the evolution of Igbanke people in this time. Igbanke is a very, very unique town. We are a wonderful people lying within the boundary between current Edo and Delta State. It's just a main geographical arrangement when you say Edo and Delta. We, the Igbanke people, would have been much more comfortable to say Bende. Because when you say Bende, you remove the dichotomy between Edo and Delta. Because the truth of the matter is Edo and Delta, they are just kith and kin, the same thing. Now, breaking it down to Igbanke and Ika, I can tell you that yes, some people we want to tell you that we speak Igbanke. Some, in their own understanding, will tell you we speak Ika. But basically, there is no difference between the Igbanke language and the Ika language. If you go into history, they'll tell you Igbanke people, some came from Benin, some, came from Mbiri, some came from the Ishan part, some came from the Igbo land. Well, no matter how you want to look at the historical background and the evolution of Igbanke people, the truth is that Igbanke people were in Edo State in terms of geographical location because of the creation of Edo and Delta, as I said before. But our kids and kings, they are all from Agbo. And you know that the Agbo is a commercial nerve center for Igbanke. And if you look at Agbo, basically you discover that the preponderance of the population of the people in Agbo are also from Igbanke. So you cannot in any way extricate Igbanke from Agbo or Agbo from Igbanke. We can live, we can marry, and basically we are the same thing in terms of historical antecedents.
All right. Okay. I have these questions here, which is related to the Igbanke and Agbo relationship. All right. I have here the Agbo district consisted of all other Eka kingdoms such as Owa, Umunede, Agbo, Ibodo, and others until Igbanke communities were removed against their will. This is sometime in the 1936-37. And it goes, uh, it is possible to weaken the district. The Igbanke at that time saw it as imposition and oppressive. How do the Igbanke people of today see this particular?
Well, it depends on the author and it depends on which perspective you are looking at this historical background. I I read the history of Igbanke from different angles, but I must say that some years back, as early as in the 1930s, the Igbanke people were having a very, very sound relationship with the Agbo people. And they normally go to Agbo for the native council meeting. You know, it was, I read one part of the history that it was recorded so many years back that one of the kings in Igbanke who came late to one of such meetings and the Obi of Agbo, as it were then, ordered that the king should be flogged. And that, you know, annoyed so many people in Igbanke and said that cannot happen. And because of that, most Igbanke people decided not to attend the meeting. So as I said earlier, they were kith and kin, they were brothers and sisters, and they were having a kind of a very, very symbiotic relationship between the people. I'm talking about Agbo now
Abo.
and Igbanke people. So whatever has happened in those days, of course, you know, we were not born, these were just history. But that has not in any way affected the relationship between Igbanke people and Agbo
And Abo
people.
people,
So
okay.
we still believe the Agbo people are our brothers. And there were, some time ago, Igbanke people made a very powerful representation to the Agbo cultural, you know, organization called Owaika, you know, and we are not in any way running away from our brothers from Agbo. So we still, for me, I still see Igbanke people as part and parcel of Agbo people, and Agbo people as part and parcel of Igbanke people. We speak the same language, and our tradition are just the same. So
Okay.
there is no discrimination. There is no demarcation
All right.
between these two brothers.
This is good to know. And that is why we seek you out, because we know that you have a very vast knowledge about this history. All right, we're over to the next question. Are you aware that out of the over 10 acre kingdoms, that the Igbanke communities are the only ones that no longer use the Obi kingship title, which is an independent king title? How do you feel about that? And would you like Governor Obaseki to restore the Obi titleship?
Yeah, some of us are already raising some worries about it. Because when I was a little child, my mom is from the other side called Idumodi, and my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, late Ehijato of blessed memory. If you go to that street, till today that street is called Obi Street. Now, the street leading to the palace of the Noge of Ibonto Idumero, the Obi of Ibonto Idumero, is called Obi Street. For me, I think it's just a matter of semantics and administrative confidence. Uh, you cannot take it away that the reign of the Oba of Benin transcended up to Onitsha those days. So nobody is questioning that the Oba of Benin those days. For example, when we had Edo and Delta in one, entity called Bende,
Bendel.
that the hegemony of Oba of Benin transcended up to Asaba and Onitsha. Nobody is contesting that. But when communities are developing and it is not out of place for them to also take their destinies
In their own hands.
So nobody has stopped us from using the Obi of Igbanke General, the Obi of Itmodi, the Obi of Olije, and so on and so forth. So if the Oba of Benin is the chairman of the traditional council in Edo State. So if for administrative convenience, he decide because of linguistic convenience, and he decide to say he's a Noke or whatever, for me it's a matter of semantics. Nobody can take away the fact that the Obi of Igboto remains the Obi of Igboto Miru, and the Obi of Aki Obiogba remains the Obi of Aki Obiogba. And I think it's just a matter of semantics, and we should not lose our head about that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the answers. Okay. I have another question here. The question number 3, which goes, some days ago, the Benin Traditional Council released a statement saying that the Oba of Benin is the only traditional ruler in the whole of Edo South. What do you think about this?
Well, as I said, nobody is contesting the fact that the Oba of Benin, His Royal Majesty Ewari II, is the chairman of the Traditional Council in Edo State. We have so many autonomous communities in Edo and Delta State, and nobody is going to take their right of place. Oba of Benin cannot say, for example, the Obi of Mbiri is no longer the Obi of Mbiri, or the Obi of Igboto Dmiru, or the Obi of Olije, and so on and so forth, is no longer the Obi of, but they all respect him as the Oba of Benin and the chairman of the Traditional Council, and we don't want to join issues with those who are saying he's the only known king. There are kings and there are also kings. So the word is that live and let live.
Okay. Thank you. You're quite depth wisdom here. Okay. We have this. Some are of the opinion that the Igbanke would have more free will if they were to be under Igwebe local government area in Edo State Central with their Ekpon relatives.